and welcome to the Tavern Chat podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, kind of, sort of. So, the last couple of days, I've been digging into the Dungeon Master's Guide from 1E. I'm going to take a little break from the DMG today. If you follow me over at the blog Tenkar's Tavern, you do know that I have a bit of a fixation on Kickstarters. I like them. I like the concept of Kickstarters. It allows projects that wouldn't otherwise get funded. And when I say projects, I mean, for the most part, gaming material that might not see the light of day or might not get the exposure if it wasn't for being up on Kickstarter. And sure, there have been failures. And I'm sure I can do a huge podcast episode on the failures, but we're not going to do failures today. We're going to do things that I think you should be looking at. These are Kickstarters. As of today, June 1st, I almost said May, but as of June 1st, are active. You can back them. They are, dare I say it, good shit. So, without going and waiting too long, I'm going to talk about the first one. The first one is from Art of the Genre. That's Scott Taylor. And it's the Curse of Roslof Keep. It's a high-level adventure for 1E and 5E. So yes, listen, Scott is smart enough to know that if you're aiming things at fantasy gamers, there's two markets. Your main market, of course, is 5E, but the OSR is also a very valid market. So he dual stats his products for 1E and 5E, which is smart as all heck. Now, what stands out with the Art of the Genre releases is that these are full color adventures that usually have a gazetteer of some sort also with it, with a detachable cardstock cover. So if you like your classic TSR era adventures, it really harkens back to that. And he uses a lot of the artists that you might recognize. His cover art is slamming. It is very, very well done. So this is actually folio number 20, which means he's done 19 prior. You can find them on the aftermarket. You can usually get past PDFs, at least, through current Kickstarters. Or if you're willing to spend the price of your firstborn child, you can catch up in one shot for like $500. That being said, the production quality for this stuff is awesome. I have yet to run anything from the folio line straight as is, but I've used it in pieces, and they're just beautiful pieces for me to strip inspiration from. So we're looking at here. It's $10 to back for the PDF module, $20 to back for the PDF module, and the 3 mini bridge adventures, because this is a follow-up to a prior list of 6 adventures. So if you have the previous 6, these bridge adventures will help bridge the gap, dare I say. Physical module plus the PDF is $25, $35 if you also want those PDF mini adventures. If you want the full PDF set, the original 6 folios, 6 mini adventures from those first 6, the 3 bridge adventures, and folio 20, basically all digital stuff for campaign and then some, that's $75. Like I said, it's quality stuff, and it's written for 1E and 5E, which is, dare I say it, probably the way for many to go. I think going forward, Frog Guide does not dual stat their books. They put out separate editions, but I believe that they are going forward just going to be doing 5E and Swords and Wizardry. But I digress. Next thing I'm looking at is from Nord Games. That's Christopher Haskins. Spectacular Settlements for 5th edition. Now, take that 5th edition with a grain of salt. Right, maybe not. But really, I asked Chris directly. I said, looking at the description here, it looks like the majority of this material is system neutral, and he said it actually is. Uh, Spectacular Settlements is the ultimate guide to creating amazing trading posts, villages, towns, cities, capitals, populated with versatile and detailed NPCs, which is damn cool. And to be able to, have a book, a hardcover book nonetheless, that allows you to design fleshed out urban areas. Uh, the maps are much less important than the actual feel of the city and the people within it. This is great. Now, where does the 5e element come in? Because when the NPCs are statted out, they're statted out for 5th edition. Listen, you tell me somebody is a 7th level wizard in 5e, I can pretty much do a quick conversion in my head for what that would be in an OSR system like Swords and Wizardry, Osric, 1e, ground ball stuff. So I hate to say that the 5e is part of the marketing, but yeah, that 5e statement is part of the marketing. When the vast majority of the book is system neutral, and you can use it with any edition that you want, and pretty much you can, I guess, use this with Rollmaster or GURPS Fantasy or any of the other fantasy games, because that's what we're looking at here. His goal is 10,000. He's already at 17,600, and 26 days to go. 435 backers. 435 backers can't be wrong. Well, I'm not saying that they can't be wrong, but I'm telling you that Chris has a history of putting out damn good books. This looks to be another one of those damn good books. You can get a PDF for 20. You can get a hardcover for 40. And you can get a hardcover plus PDF for 50. Again, if you are at all into running campaigns that are not strictly dungeon based, if you want to give your players a little extra, give them an opportunity to explore a city. And like I said, exploring a city is not exploring the map. Exploring the city is exploring the locales within that city. The trip from the tavern to the blacksmith to the wizard, it's not what's in between those locations. It's those locations that's important. And I think this would be a great addition to most or many GMs' collection of resources. And then we're going to go on to the last, but certainly not least, and I've mentioned this one before, and I'm going to mention it again. This is James Shields' Choose Your Own Sci-Fi Stock Art. And I'm going to mention it again. His goal was $4,000. He's just over 3,600. He's got 13 days to go. Yes, he's going to fund. There's no doubt about it. And if you need stock art, this is a really good project, especially for science fiction. But if you're just looking to fill in your RPG PDF collection, a number of creators and publishers in this, it's a hobby, it's a community. I'm going to call it a community in this point. A number of publishers in our community that have stepped up and donated product as freebies to backers at certain levels is certainly amazing. So at $15, you get a bunch of stuff from Pete Spawn, no relation to James. Well, all right, distant relation to James Spawn going back to like 8 generations. I think they did the tree at one point. But no close relation to James Spawn, except that they're very good creators that are good friends. You get 4 supplements for White Star from Pete. Jacob DC Ross gives an our GM screen. We have the Exodus SRD, Machine Symbiont, and Rob Conley's Luminous Nebula. So Rob Conley basically gives you a starry sandbox. Also, if you pledge at 15, you get the Vigilante hack from Eric Bloat. You get some Minor Trouble, Matthew Klein, Hunter's Moon, Ghost of the Machine, A Hunter's Moon, Gone but Forgotten, courtesy of Walt Robillard. And still at the $15, you get Hero's Journey from James Bond, Magnum Fury from Leonard Pimentel, Diesel Punk in a Nutshell by Robert Garritta. All right. Now we're going on to $25 pledge levels. You see, this shit doesn't stop. This community is amazing. They support those that really deserve to be supported, and this is just beautiful. More from Jacob Ross. Excuse me. You're pretty much getting the, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Kaigaku, which is an Asian, or I don't know if Oriental is PC correct or not at this point. If it isn't, I apologize, but it's an Asian-themed RPG and support material for it. Also at 25, also from Pete Spahn, you get WW2 Operation White Box, Common Vehicles for World War II, and Operation White Box Tactical Combat. If you don't know, Operation White Box takes Swords and Wizardry White Box and makes it into a World War II RPG. It is extremely well done. It's extremely well researched. Pete did a great job. But we're not done. Also, $25 backing level, you get Elysium Flare, Diaspora, and Anomaly 1, all courtesy of Brad Murray. I have Diaspora. It was actually pretty cool. And at 50. Now, 50 is pretty much the sweet point. If you're backing for stock art, this is funny, right? Because I'm telling you to back a project that's stock art, and I'm saying, even if you don't want the stock art, there's some amazing stuff here. At 50, you get a PDF copy of James Bond's White Star, Galaxy Edition. And for Coin and Blood, courtesy of Alan Bard, Coin and Blood is like a dark OSR RPG. It's pretty cool. I've flipped through my PDF, and there are elements I'd love to just rip out wholehearted and add to my next campaign. So, those are the 3 Kickstarters that I am talking about and suggesting. Okay, the Curse of Roslof Keep. You could, if you wanted to, go into Kickstarter and put that into the search, it'll pop up. Spectacular Settlements for 5th edition. And choose your own Sci-Fi Stock Art. And if you don't want to do a search either on Google or on Kickstarter itself, go to the tavern. I will have links on the post that is going to highlight this podcast episode. All right, folks. Again, as always, thank you for joining me. Maybe one day I will wake up and not be full of frickin' allergies. I tried soup and a Mountain Dew Kickstart blueberry pomegranate, because I figured I'm talking about Kickstarters. I should have kickstarted my system. And I was hoping it would clear out the throat, and I'm still clearing my throat like an amateur. All right. Just remember, folks, next week at this time, I'll be at North Texas. So if you're there, shake me down, shake my hand, chat me up. And if you're not, I will be recording from the con. So, should be interesting. All right. Stay safe. God bless. Be good.